things will work out for you if you stay strong with God's help. Don't worry about the time it takes. If you are where God wants you to be, you're ready to be blessed. This powerful message is echoed in a story found in the book of Jeremiah chapter 35 about a family clan called the Rechabites. The Rechabites lived at a time when many in Israel were not following God's ways. However, they were different. They obeyed an old family rule: no wine, no owning vineyards, and no building permanent houses. They lived in tents, a symbol of a simple and humble life, committed to God. Their faith was strong and they stood out because they stuck to these rules, handed down from their ancestors. One day, God decided to test their faith. He sent the prophet Jeremiah to offer them wine. It was a big deal because accepting this offering meant going against their long-standing family rule. But without hesitation, they refused the wine, stating the rule that Jonadab, their forefather, had set: "We will drink no wine, for Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, saying, 'You shall drink no wine, you nor your sons, forever.'" Their decision not to drink the wine proved their unwavering faith and obedience. They held firm even when faced with a challenge. At a time when many were turning away from God, the Rechabites' steadfastness was like a bright light, showing their strong commitment to their beliefs and value. This powerful story isn't just an old story, but a lesson for us all. It shows the strength that comes from sticking to what's right and staying true to our beliefs. Jeremiah 35 invites us to be like the Rechabites. It reminds us that blessings come when we stay strong in our faith, no matter the challenges we face. Every word is a call to stand firm and be devoted, promising that in doing so, blessings as uncountable as the stars will be ours. In the book of Jeremiah, the passages from chapter 35, specifically verses 13 to 14 and 18 to 19 says, "This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Go and tell the people of Judah and those living in Jerusalem, will you not learn a lesson and obey my words? Declares the Lord. Jonadab, son of Rechab, ordered his descendants not to drink wine, and this command has been kept. To this day, they do not drink wine because they obey their forefathers' command. But I have spoken to you again and again, yet you have not obeyed me." Then Jeremiah said to the family of the Rechabites, "This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Because you have obeyed the command of your forefather Jonadab and have followed all his instructions and have done everything he ordered, therefore this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Jonadab, son of Rechab, will never fail to have a descendant to serve me." Why does this blessing hold such significance? In what ways is the consistency in serving God considered a notable blessing? Here's the reason. The book of Job, chapter 36, verse 11 states, "If they obey and serve him, they will spend the rest of their days in prosperity and their years in contentment." This implies that as long as there are individuals dedicated to serving God, there will be blessings and rewards. Each generation that is graced with the opportunity to serve Him will continuously enjoy God's blessings as a reward for their devotion. So, God was indirectly saying that His clan will never lack a reason to be blessed as long as they live on the earth in service to Him. This is a legacy worth emulating, dear beloved. Many times, we may wonder why we missed certain chances and lose certain promised blessings. The answer is simple. More often than not, many of us do not stand strong in the Lord long enough. Our hearts harbor our beliefs, values, and convictions, often hidden beneath the surface, even unknown to us. Through trials and tests, God unravels the depths of our inner selves, bringing to light what is hidden in darkness. It's a divine revelation, a moment of unveiling where we come face to face with the core of our existence, our strengths, and our vulnerabilities. The Rechabites were strong people. They didn't let anyone make them go against their beliefs, not their country, their neighbors, or even the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah wasn't trying to make them mess up. He was just doing what God told him to. And God wasn't setting them up to fail either. God tests us, but not to make us fail. He's like a teacher who gives a test to show us what we know. He did that with Abraham, and he does that with us. God knows everything, including what's in our hearts, but sometimes he tests us to show us what's inside us. For the Rechabites, God was showing them and everyone else that they were faithful. Tests and hard times show what we're made of. It's like looking in a mirror and seeing who we really are, what we really believe, and how strong we are on the inside. You see, you cannot really say you're strong if you have never had your strength tested by anything. Think of a person who proclaims their intelligence, yet has never been evaluated through exams or any form of assessment. Such a claim invites skepticism, doesn't it? The reason being, there exists no evidence or record to validate their proclaimed intelligence, leaving their assertions unverified and questionable. You see, the objective of assessments and examinations isn't to lead students to failure. Contrarily, no educator desires to see their students stagnate or be held back year after year. Every teacher revels in the collective progress and advancement of their pupils. These evaluative tools, these tests and exams, serve a critical purpose. They are indicators, tangible proof that students have effectively absorbed, understood, and can apply the knowledge imparted to them. Every pass mark is a testament to both the student's learning and the teacher's instructional efficacy. You see, God is not just our Father. He is also our teacher and coach. I believe that God was confident the Rechabites would pass the test he tasked Jeremiah with administering. The intention was to utilize their exam as a teaching moment for the entire nation of Israel. God had faith in the Rechabites, and they did not disappoint him. This reminds me of the words in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 that say, "No temptation is overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it." Like the Rechabites, every child of God like you is faced with intense pressure on every side, especially in our generation today. There's a lot out there trying to pull you away from God. It feels like everywhere you turn, something or someone is telling you to do wrong, be mean, or forget what you believe in. Everything is asking you to lie, cheat, make someone else fall, hurt others, take advantage of their ignorance, do what your flesh wants, or sin against God. The list is too numerous to mention. Never has there been such need for believers to stand strong as there is today. But remember, this is your chance to show how strong your faith is. Every time you choose to do what's right, even when it's hard, it's like a little victory. You're proving that your faith is strong and real, and that God's love in your life makes a difference. You've got the strength to stand tall and stay true to what you believe, no matter what comes your way. In a moment, I will tell you what it means to stand strong, but I need you to know that God has the best plans for you. Like the Rechabites, He intends to make you an example, a legacy for others to follow. Remember that He calls you the light and salt of the earth. He intends to use your story and experiences as a testimony to point men to Jesus. Your commitment to God is not simply an adherence to His words, but also an opportunity for God to brag on you and reward you for your diligence. And you know that when God rewards, He leaves no stone unturned. The Bible says, God always remembers the love and good works we do. He values our faithfulness and doesn't overlook our service. Therefore, whatever you need will fall into place in His time. Your job is to stand strong in Him. Make sure you're not one step in and one step out, but fully standing in the Lord. The Bible tells us to be strong, not in ourselves, not in our intelligence, not in our friends or family, not in our possessions, but to be strong only in the Lord. When you are strong in the Lord, He will empower you for other areas like He did the Rechabites. The Rechabites stand as a powerful testament to the unwavering strength found in the Lord. Again, they weren't strong because they were powerful or rich. They were strong because they believed in God and followed His ways. This is a reminder for us today. When things get tough, we don't need to rely on ourselves or others. We just need to turn to God, and He'll give us the strength to get through anything. The book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10 says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power." At the end of the day, the difference between those who ran this race and those who didn't at all will be who makes it to the end. Like you and I, many people run this race of faith, whether in ministry, in business, in marriage, in whatever area. They try to trust God for the best outcome and all of that. However, in the face of opposition or intense pressure, many give up and turn to the solutions of this world. They give up seeking after God. They give up trusting and depending on Him. Instead, they take up excuses and options in the world that cost them their faith and time meant for God. For such a person, they have already stopped running the race. The distractions have cut their journey short, and now they are doing something else. To be strong in the Lord means to keep deriving your strength from Him. To be strong in the Lord means to make God your only option. Yes, there will be options in the world, from family, friends, colleagues, and organizations. Some of them would even appear good. However, they will not align with God's plan for your life. For example, the Rechabites needed to be a people who abstained from wine and having many possessions. They were to live a simple life that was their calling, their commitment to God, and they were faithful to it. They followed God through that roadmap, and God acknowledged them. We all have different callings, but when it comes to standing in God, it is the same thing. It is the work of faith. Your resolve may fail you if you ever resolved to do something and fail. Have you ever promised yourself that you'd do something at one time, and when the time came, you found yourself doing something else? There's no guarantee that your determination will manifest in a single day or instantaneously. It may take time. Friends are invaluable, as are family and colleagues. However, deriving your strength solely from them makes you vulnerable to their disappointments. This is because every human being, anyone born of a woman, is capable of letting you down. However, there exists one who is unfailing, who will never disappoint those who derive their strength from Him. David referred to Him as my rock and my salvation. This means that in good times and bad, we can always rely on God. He's always there, strong and steady, ready to help us with whatever comes our way. When we trust in God, we don't have to be afraid of what's coming next because we know we're not facing it alone. We can face tomorrow with confidence, knowing that the one who holds the universe is the same one who holds our hands, leading us, guiding us and empowering us each step of the way.